The reason anyone is broke in the Western world today is because they are one of three things. They are either lazy, they are arrogant, or they are stupid. And if you're broke, you are one of those three things. I don't care what excuse you try and fucking give me. You're gonna have to choose which one you are. Because if you're none of those three things, it's impossible to remain poor in the modern world, in the West. There is so much money. I'm gonna rub it in for all the brokies quickly. There is so much fucking money in the world. I want you to, when you drive down a street, go to London, drive down a street. Every building's worth what? 20 million, 50 million, 100 million. If someone owns all this shit, right? That hotel's $1 billion hotel. That fucking restaurant's worth 15 million. You can take a taxi ride and drive past £1 trillion fucking pounds. Who owns all that shit? People own all of this, right? There's so much money in the world.
Nobody else is gonna wake up and care more about your life than you.
Mm-hmm.
If you won't wake up every day and say, I need to get rich, nobody else is going to wake up and say, I need to make him rich.
Yeah.
Nobody else is going to do it for you. So if you don't think it, nobody else is going to think it, which means nobody thinks it. So it's down to you, right? Only you're the only person on the planet who could think it. And I always knew, I never doubted for a second I would be what I am. I knew I would be rich. I just knew I would be rich and be free and be able to do and say what I wanted. I just knew that. I was just like, there's no way that guy in the Ferrari who drove past me is a better person than me. There's no way he's smarter than me. And I was not arrogant, because arrogance prevents you from working. Arrogance goes, I'll make it. Arrogance is to people who go, my ship will come in later. Arrogance is to people who watch Love Island and go, I'll be rich later. That's arrogance. Most people are very arrogant. I was never arrogant. I understood, okay, I'll just outwork him. Maybe he's smarter than me. Fine, I'll outwork him. I'll just outwork him. No problem. Boom, let's get to work.
I'm not going to waste my living years believing in things which take power from me. Because I'm not an idiot. So if you're going to sit there and go, depression is real, actually, you don't understand the problems I'm going through, you're a moron. You are a moron. And the great thing about morons is, as you lose, there's no light without dark, right? There's no joy without pain.
Of course.
For me to be a winner, there needs to be losers. If you want to be depressed and sit around broke while I'm flexing in the Lambo,
Simps.
then do it. Go do it. But you're not going to convince me to join your way of thinking. The last thing, anyone who's watching this, I want you to understand, the last thing you should ever do is adopt the thinking of someone who is sad.
Bam.
Why would you want to think like the sad person? I'm sad and I'm semi. You should have the same views and beliefs as me. Get the fuck out of here.
No,
Depression.
Damn.
When you believe in something, you give it power. So I tried to say that when I felt at my lowest and I achieved the most I've ever achieved in my life, the reason I was capable of doing that is because I didn't believe in the paradigm of being a depressed person. I just believed that this is how I currently feel, and fuck it, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get my life to be better. And I gave a very simple example, an analogy. I said, if you take two people, one believes in ghosts and one doesn't, you put them both in haunted houses, and in the middle of the night there's a bang. The person who believes in ghosts is now terrified. There's a ghost, they're calling an exorcist, they're panicking in the room, they're hiding. The person who doesn't believe in ghosts goes wind and goes back to sleep. It's the same noise, it's the same scenario, but it's the belief that's in their mind that terror and ruins their life. It's the belief in their mind that turns against them.
I think a lot of people have the wrong definition of happiness. When I say I'm a happy guy, that does not mean I'm fucking people. I say I'm happy, people go, well, you never smile in your pictures, or you're always complaining. How are you happy? My view of happiness is different to, I think a lot of people have this view of happiness like it's the same as being a kid. When you see a kid at Christmas and they open up that toy and they're smiling and laughing and, oh, I got this toy. We're grown-ups. We have responsibilities. We have duty. We have more important things to worry about. As a grown-up, you're never going to be happy like you were as a kid. You're never going to be joyful and laughing and smiling all the time. It's just not that's not the human reality of adult happiness.
If you were to find the best men on the planet, I guarantee they've been through a bunch of terrible things. And if you listen to podcasts from any of the most interesting people on the planet, usually they've had hard, terrible lives. And you can use that trauma to become a better person, or you can let that trauma consume you and destroy you. But I thank God for all of it, because it gave me endless power to become the person I am. If you're truly angry or truly unhappy, then you can't sleep. And if you can't sleep, then you get twice as many hours as everybody else to become monumentally successful. So there's advantages. There's advantages to difficult things. Why would I not adopt the mindset that makes me the most capable predator I can possibly be? Why not adopt a mindset that makes me as competent and as fearsome as possible? If you have to install software in your own mind, why would I not install software that makes me capable of not only driving a Bugatti and flying on private jets, but sitting in a Romanian dungeon covered in cockroaches? I need to be able to do all of it. So why would I believe in something that made me incapable? I don't believe in depression because I think that even the belief in and of itself, when you feel depressed, you'll start to consider, maybe I have depression. Then you go see a psychiatrist who tells you have depression, then they want you on pills. It's the belief that goes down the spiral. If I feel sad, I go, I'm depressed today, I'll be fine tomorrow. I think every man is born with a masculine fire. I think it's certainly the reason why so many things in history happen. It's the reason why so many armies tried to conquer the land. Look, why? Why would the Romans wake up and look in a random direction and say, let's go over there, whoever's there? That's inside of men. There's something masculine about conquest, right? That fire has been dampened. It's been dampened by distraction and consumption and all these things. But for me, I think the fact that I was so broke, I couldn't really distract myself. I couldn't consume anything. I couldn't buy anything. Like, so what do? It was either a life of crime or a life of punching people in the face and getting paid for it, so I chose to get paid.
The best option, the best thing to do is still to get up, be an adult, control your emotions, be stoic, and do the things you're supposed to do day after day. Laying in bed and doing nothing is never going to be the best option. The best option is still to go to the gym, to work hard, to run your business, to be successful. So it doesn't matter. We're talking about the different positions on the chessboard. But if the rules of the game remain the same, regardless of the position you're still trying to win, you still have to do the same things. So does it even matter at this point? If you come along and say he's depressed because of X and he's depressed because of Y and he's depressed because of Z, and the answer to all of them is still the same thing, then I don't give a fuck why you're depressed.
The main reason people complain about things is to get a dopamine rush, right? I'm unhappy, but if I sit there and I complain about it and you give me a little bit of sympathy, I feel better.
Yeah.
Right? So you get dopamine. That's why they're complaining for dopamine. If someone comes to me and complains about something, the best thing I can do for them, because I'm a philanthropic, nice man, because I'm Mr. Nice, is tell them to get fucked. I don't care. Shut up.
Yeah.
That's the best thing you could do.
Out.
When your friend comes and goes, bro, and this girl, and I really miss her. Like, I understand, bro. She ain't coming back. She's fucking next guy. Yeah. Shut up.
You gotta apply that to
Shut up.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to sit here. You want therapy?
I get asked all the time, what do you feel? Or what about happiness or depression? That doesn't even, how I feel doesn't cross my mind. I don't know how else to explain it. There are days where I'm pissed off or sad or happy. It doesn't cross my mind. It's just like, I woke up, whatever mood I happen to be in, I have things I need to do. It's a busy day. Zuby's here soon. I need to go training before he gets here. I had a meeting with the bank at 7:15 a.m. I have shit to do. Like, I didn't cross my mind if I was happy, sad, excited. I just had to work. So I think my mental model, to a degree, I'm certainly not a person who doesn't feel emotions, because we're all human. I certainly do. But I've never prioritized them in any regard. I haven't built a mental model that affects, I haven't put them in the middle of my mental model and then affected my actions based on how I feel for each one. It's absolutely and completely the opposite. I would love to do a podcast on a day where I'm particularly sad and a podcast on a day where I'm particularly happy, and I guarantee you wouldn't be able to tell the fucking difference. So that's what allows me to be competitive.
The masculine world is hyper competitive. This is another thing most people don't understand.
Totally agree.
It's hyper competitive out here. All the women want a few men at the top. The Ferrari, you don't want a Ferrari to drive fast. You want a Ferrari because other men want a Ferrari and can't have one. It's hyper competitive. So if you're competing against every other man for every dollar you make, every girl you see, the house you live in, the car you drive, the life you live, you're not going to be able to compete with the person who performs regardless of how they feel if you only compete when you feel like competing. Right? Because there's men like me out there who will be sad every day and outcompete you regardless. I don't care how I feel. I will still win. And that's the kind of mindset you need to adopt. So I don't, when a man comes...
You've got a job to do. Stop whining. Go to work.
Completely.
I agree.
Completely.
I had a guy come to me recently and said, I can't get a better job because I'm really depressed. I said, no, you're depressed because you haven't got a better job. It's the other way around. Of course you're depressed. Your life is shit. What do you want me to say to you? Your life is terrible. You have no girlfriend and you're broke and you're fat. What do you want me to say? Your life is bad. If you have a bad life, you're going to be an unhappy person. I said, if you were me, you'd be happy. You know, so this is what it is. So you need to have your own little empire you're in charge of. And if you can find that, whatever that is, then you're usually going to be happy. I don't buy into this crap that, people who have everything right in their life are still depressed. Well, I can tell you from my personal experience, I'm fine. And the only time I was ever pissed off or sad in my life was when I was broke. And now I'm rich and I'm fine. So don't buy into that lie, because it's a lie.